Welcome to the Mafia Sports Report. I'm your host, Tommy. Um, guys, I just want to give you a quick update on Damar Hamlin. From everything that you know that I've been hearing or reading, um, what happened from from what happened last night in Cincinnati. And by the way, guys, I'm going to be um giving more updates throughout the day. I may go live if they have a live report from the hospital with any breaking news on Damar Hamlin's status. Um, but right now, from everything I'm reading, yeah, actually, you know what? I'll go ahead and play a clip here from a doctor. Now, most of these doctors, this just isn't one particular doctor that I've been hearing this from or reading or watching clips. Most are saying that this probably is what happened. So I'm gonna go ahead and play this for you guys if you haven't watched it or heard about this already. I'm gonna go ahead and play it now. Okay, guys.
And suffers a cardiac arrest on the field, and I'm going to tell you what happened. Just prior to collapsing, he took a very hard hit to the chest during a tackle. He stood up, and for a second he seemed okay. However, then you see he's kind of wobbly and collapses to the ground. They had to administer CPR. The most likely cause for this event is something called commotio cordis. This strip shows the various electrical activity of the heart during its cycle. The P wave is the activity of the atrium contracting. The QRS complex, which is the zigzag line, is the activities of your ventricles. And the last wave there is your T wave. This is where the electrical activity of your ventricles resets. And as you can see from this red line, there's a very fine window that if you're hit with just enough force during this window, you can go into a fatal heart arrhythmia. The heart arrhythmia associated with this is ventricular fibrillation, so you lose your heartbeat. They were able to restore his heartbeat on the field, and word is he's in critical condition in the ICU. Prayers go out to Damar Hamlin and his friends and family.
All right. So as you see, you know, basically what happened was, and by the way, this is a they say this is a like a freak accident, a freak thing that occurred. Um, that I guess your heart beats, has like a rhythm and it goes through like a cycle, and there is a part of the wavelength there through the heart, the beating, that like like I think the one guy, there was another doctor said milliseconds. Like it's where that timeline is in the pattern, that if you get a blunt force hit trauma to your chest, your heart area, which Damar Hamlin did, that it could basically send your heart into like a shock wave kind of deal, and basically you have a heart attack, instant. And looking at the replay, which was tough to do, um, it's clear that he got hit in the chest. It wasn't a helmet to helmet. Initially I thought it was, like, at first a quick glance, but it wasn't. He took a really hard hit to the chest, which, by the way, that play happens all the time. There was nothing in that play that was dirty by Higgins. He didn't like spike his helmet into Hamlin's chest. That play happens all the time. Even if you see Hamlin's instant reaction, he popped up like he normally does after a hit, like when he tackles a player. Like it seemed normal when he initially did that, and then he collapsed. And that's because, of what this gentleman's saying. Basically, he got hit in the chest where the heart was beating at a certain time, and you know, and it was unfortunate and sad. Um, and listen, Damar Hamlin, from what I read, and actually his agent came out late last night. This is from his agent, Jordan Rooney. Said his vitals are back to normal, and they have put him to sleep to put a breathing tube down his throat. They are currently running tests. We will provide updates when we have them. So, as of right now, there's no other update. Now, he did come out and say um, that he is just keep your prayers. There's no updates at the hospital just yet. Um, but basically just keep your prayers. You know, continue to pray for Damar Hamlin and his family. So that's the update I got on Damar Hamlin as of right now, guys. He's still in intensive care. He's in a coma, but that is because um, they had to put him in a coma to put the breathing tube down his throat and to do the test that they need to do. Um, you know, guys, very scary, situation. Um, I didn't even know until later that his family was there. Um, and his mom was actually, they have videos of him hugging his mom before the game started, which is super sad. Um, they actually allowed his mom, or waited for his mom to go with him in the ambulance. So that was really good that the mother got to um, go with her son to the hospital there. Also, I got to give shout out to the Bengals organization, the Bengals fans. They were super nice and understanding, and you know just stand up fans. I have to give them a lot of love. Also, got to give a lot of love to the NFL uh, community, that other teams' fan bases that were on my podcast last night, that were showing love, and for Damar Hamlin, showing love for Buffalo, for Bills Mafia. Um, just really awesome to see that there's still good-hearted people out there that care, because this is, guys, listen, this is more than just a game. This is this is somebody's son, right? This is somebody's brother. I'm not sure if Damar Hamlin has kids or not, but this is sad. Also, I gotta say too, his toy. Damar Hamlin had a charity for a toy drive. It's already up to $4 million. I think initially it was like 300,000. It was there. So overnight, pretty much $4 million in donations to Damar Hamlin's foundation for the toys for tots, I believe it is, or toys for kids, something like that. But that's awesome. That's really, that's one thing about Bill's Mafia in general. They when there's a tragedy, something bad that happens, they try to do something positive, and that's usually through donating to a charity, or um, you know they figure something out to make, to put some kind of uh you know I don't know how to explain it, to put some some healing, I guess, a good feeling for people to have, at least through a bad time, I guess you could say. I'm not sure how to word that correctly, but um anyways, guys, that's where I'm at right now. There is no word on the NFL about the game, how they will continue that game. Um, that I will also keep you posted on. And like I said, I may be on later to do another update throughout the day. As soon as as I get them, I will do updates. If I have to go live, I will. But once again, I appreciate all y'all that come on here, that support this channel. It was very tough last night to do a podcast, considering everything that happened. Um, but it was also, I feel like, the right thing to do. and it showed to me that there's so much good in the world, and you know, it's good to see. All right, I love you guys. Bills Mafia number one. I'm out. Go Bills.